Hello there. Today I'm going to be demoing a agent that I made specifically for Old School Runescape. This is a really old early browser game that is still stuck around for a long time, but just wanted to highlight, one of my personal projects that I did at home that, helped me out. And, this is stuff that I've learned throughout my time in computer science and gradually drifted into. This is sort of an evolution. At my work, I've worked on chatbots and closely with integrating AI into teams and stuff like that. But at home, right, obviously, I spend a lot more of my time doing things like gaming and, right, just whatever I want to do. So, anyways, with that, one of the big things I do is I play Old School RuneScape. So, real quick, I'm just gonna boot up RuneScape so you can kind of see what this looks like. But and then we'll get the agent flowing alongside this, and we'll see what I kind of built here. But for clarity, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you kind of already know what an agent is. But an agent is when you give an AI something out of the box like Claude or OpenAI tools. And so that would be, in this case, I'm giving this Claude access to all of my RuneScape characters details. So that would go down to the level of my character, what quest he might be on. And the problem with RuneScape is that, and let me visit the wiki here. But the wiki is very long and extensive. This has been probably one of the longest running games of all time. And it's just, I didn't get to the wiki here. But it's very extensive, and I'll sum it up quickly, but essentially that there's thousands of quests, thousands of items, thousands of different things, and for your average person to dig through this, it's actually pretty difficult to understand, and I trudged along that as a RuneScape player. I don't play extensively, I'm not the best player ever, but one of the things that I found is when I was in game, I wanted personalized advice to figure out where should I go next? What should my next quest be? I want to get to this cool fire cape I've seen a lot of other players have. How can I get personalized advice? Maybe not by scrolling a wiki and reading for hours trying to figure out what to do, but make it something that's more approachable for me. And so we built this agent here, and this is using a backend server that launches. It's just local hosted for now. Obviously, if this got scaled to something larger, you would, put this on some sort of secure API. But for right now, I'm just local hosting this. And what it does is that there's multiple parts. So there's Claude as the brain, and then we've got the RuneScape database, which would be my character's level, the quest, stuff they're on. And then also we're pulling in data directly from the wiki that I just showed you. And so I've titled this agent Reldo. So what we can do is we can start Reldo up here. I've just got a simple PowerShell command that will go ahead and host that, right? And so this does two things. It hosts first the backend, which is on the 3001 port, and then it's also hosting actually a front-end UI if you wanted to ask Reldo, in the web browser for some reason. I say for some reason because I've actually integrated this agent directly into RuneScape for you to use as a plugin. RuneScape supports all types of plugins. These can help players with identifying objects or getting specific stats on a weapon. But for this case, right, I've kind of modified and brought the agent directly into RuneScape. So here's the front end. There's nothing really too flashy of it here, and I actually prefer the one that's in RuneScape a little bit more. So let's go ahead and launch that. So we've kind of got to launch a dev version of RuneScape. We won't be launching it through the normal launcher because, well, right, the way the plugin works is that I can't kind of side load to the prod environment, if that makes sense. Apologies if this is a little loud here. Let me tone this down. Okay, all right, so here we are, we're in RuneScape, and, this is where my character might be doing some things, like, I could train my defenses, right, and fight and farm these crabs. And so my character's got an array of stats here you'll see in the bottom, and I wish I could make this a little larger for you all, but unfortunately, RuneScape is old. My character's got an inventory, he's got quests, you'll see I'm in progress on Fairy Tale 2. But the cool thing is that when I go to this right-hand side now, you'll see Reldo. And Reldo just sits here. And I could have added an introductory message. I kind of forgot that part. Forgive me. But now I can chat to Reldo about any specific questions to my character, and it will tailor me personalized advice on what I should do. So let's ask it something simple, like, "Hi Reldo, what are my character's stats?" And this is just going to be proof that Reldo can kind of pull, right? So it goes and pulls the data here. You'll see that being done. Um, And then it gives me really personalized advice on what's going on here, right? You see it reached out, used the tools at its disposal, and give me this personalized return on basically all of my stats. And you'll see those line up here. You've got basically the attack and the strength, right? Those are all lining up. And so the cool thing is now I can ask Reldo, like, "Hey Reldo, I want to get this achievement done. I want to get a fire cape, right?" So let's tell Reldo, Reldo, I want to work towards a fire cape. What's the best route to do that given my current stats? And so the awesome thing is this has streaming enabled. So Reldo's going to sit here and stream back its response as it sort of talks back and forth. And the cool thing is that you'll see it says, I sorry, it's, doing its little scroll thing here so I can get back. But the cool thing is that you'll see that it actually goes out directly to the wiki, checks the fire cape requirements, and maps out a path. So there's a lot of different tools it's using. It's fetching the wiki data. It's fetching things like my quest log and what have I got done there. It's also fetching my personal stats. So it's using actually a variety of APIs to pull that data back to the brain, which would be the model, Claude, and then it's actually giving it back to the player directly right here. So the player can have personalized advice, right? So your most realistic path to the fire cape, raise your defense to 70, raise your range to 70, right? So it's giving me these things, and then it'll say, here's a timeline on that. And this is stuff that I could never ask Claude personally without giving it a ton of my details, without typing forever saying, my attack is this, and I have these quests done, right? I can just ask Reldo directly, and Reldo will give me the answers to that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to highlight the ability to build agents and do this. This for me was a personal project, which is going to help me so much in my RuneScape journey. Right now, I can just kind of ask this agent about, suggestions and where to go. But just wanted to highlight, that was one of the things that I've been broadening my horizons on is agent development and, starting to find use cases for that in both my life and in the business world. So if you enjoyed this, just wanted to say thanks so much for watching. And yeah, anyways, thanks guys. See ya.